It is a cold day in New York City. It's been rainy, just very wet, rainy for the last 2 days. I mean, and off and on for the last couple of weeks. But I'm not complaining, except for the fact that I can't get out here as often as I'd like to. I am in my backyard garden right now, trying to prep the soil to do a Three Sisters garden. The rainy days have been giving us this little break in the middle of the afternoon. It's about almost 3 p.m. And I've got about an hour to get something done before it starts raining again. The next break will be at 2 a.m. I will not be out here at 2 a.m. Not at all. But I would like to prep this horrible, horrible depleted garden so I can get something out of it. So the plan is to put this blood meal and bone meal down. I will be doing some soil revitalizing with this soil revitalizer by the Farmer's Secret, made by the Farmer's Secret. It's really like a humic acid mix that you can water into the soil to feed the microbes. And then I also have the Sassy Lass product that I purchased from my gardener to also serve the same purpose, to add more of that beneficial soil microbiome that I'm probably lacking. Did I do soil tests? No. Simply because I didn't think about it soon enough. I don't have time for that. I want to get things in the ground. Don't have a very long season here, but I've got time. If I plant soon, I have time to put in a Three Sisters garden, which I know the heavy feeder corn is a very heavy feeder. So ideally, I would put a cover crop down in the fall, or at least laid some leaves over the surface of this soil and covered it so that it could have time to feed the microbiome, break down and feed them and rejuvenate the soil. But I don't have time for that right now. I want to get things in the ground. So I'm going to do the shortcut, make sure that I fertilize well throughout the season, and hopefully we can get a little something, and then maybe plan for a cover crop this fall, coming fall. That might be my best bet, because I gotta get things in the ground. I gotta get things out of the ground. I've gotta benefit from this spot right here. So yeah, I don't know. Who knows what the best thing is to do? There are so many things that I could be doing differently. I just don't have the time. And this will allow me to at least try, get something out of it, while trying to feed the soil and prepping the soil and rejuvenating the soil. It's very wet, and I kind of didn't want to do this today with the blood meal because I'm afraid that I put it down. Oh my God, I felt a raindrop. I'm afraid that I might put it down and it'll just wash away. So, I don't know. This is my first time doing like a broad, general broadcasting of fertilizers and soil amendments. I really just plant in the hole. And I'm desperate. The soil is depleted. I've depleted it over the years. I previously said I don't know why my soil is depleted. I know exactly why. I know exactly why. I'll sit down and talk about that. Because I know how I plant. I know what I've done. I know what I've put in here. And so I also know what I haven't done to maintain it. I hate that I'm stepping all over this too, but I don't know how else to do it. I used to have a board down the center that I could walk on. The board is rotted. Let me step back here. I don't know if I'm in the frame anymore, but I'm just putting down the meal because I plan to put corn, beans, and squash in this area. This entire area up to these stepping stones that I'm on right now. And I think this area, let's see, about 8 by, or 10 by 5 maybe, so 50 square feet. This bag is more than enough for this area because I think this bag covers 100 square feet. Yeah, 1 pound per 1 pound per 100 square feet. This is a 3-pound bag, so I definitely need to stop. It's a very general broadcasting. I'm gonna plant seeds. I have the seeds soaking, and this is why I'm doing this now, because I have to get this in the ground. I've had the seeds soaking since the weekend. It's Thursday, and I think I put them to soak since Saturday or Sunday, expecting that I'd be able to put them in on Monday. Oh no, this bone meal is wet. Oh. I'm gonna use it. It's still bone meal. It's gonna get wet anyway, right? But what was I saying? Yeah, so I soaked the seeds, and previous years I wanted to plant corn, soak the seeds, and then I just can't get out here in time, and the seeds ended up rotting. So what I did differently this time around, still ended up soaking them too soon and not getting them in the ground when I really wanted to right away after 24 hours. I was trying to soak them for 12 to 24 hours. And then instead of leaving them in the water, I started treating them like microgreens. The kind that you soak and drain and soak and drain until the sprouts come up. Well, that's what I did. So after the first 24 hours, I drained the water. Oh, my shoes. I drained the water and refreshed the water every day. Made sure that all of the seeds, all the kernels, so corn kernels got wet. And then I let it stay for the rest of the day. I mean, when I say soak, I just rinse and drain. I didn't actually let it soak again. But let it drain and stay open, not uncovered. Made sure that every kernel got wet, but let it stay uncovered until the following day. Would repeat until today, where I can plant it, and that prevents it from rotting while still stimulating it to start sprouting. And so now I have corn kernels that have sprouted, and I can see the little rootlet coming out. Yeah, it's enough. Woo! My shoes. That's all right. It'll be fine. I'm gonna start here. Just rake it through. Get rid of my footprints. I just really hope this is a reasonable thing to do. I mean, I know that it is. It's just I've never done it before, so we'll see how it works out. You know, I'm not worried that it's wasting too much, because I know that I'm feeding the soil. I'm not really feeding the plants. Obviously, there are no plants in here right now, but I'm feeding the soil, prepping the soil to receive this heavy feeding corn that I'm going to plant here, beans and squash as well. So it'll be a good start. It's raining, so the rain will dissolve and incorporate everything and get it to the microorganisms that are in here. And I previously put down compost. That's why it's so black. Whether or not I have enough, I don't know. Don't think it matters. Whatever is better than what was here before. You don't you come? No. I think it's time for you to go inside. I was not able to beat the rain. The dog got into the plot of ground where I put this bone meal, and he was actually licking it. So make sure you put your dogs and cats away before you bring the bone meal out or the blood meal. They like to eat it, and they should not be eating it. I'm gonna just keep monitoring him, make sure that he's okay. But I'm disappointed in myself because I was so eager that I forgot he was out here, because he was busy looking for something in the junk pile. Well, here I have this little kit that I got from Target a few years back. They're in their spring garden sales. I don't always like to make straight lines. I don't always make the effort to make straight lines, but I'm going to do that now. I'm going to put this in about here, because what I want to do is plant under this trellis as well. So this way, I'm going to make it longer. This way I leave a little space for what I want to put under the trellis, and still be able to grow things up the trellis behind the corn, which those things I'm going to have to put in pretty soon, because I'm not going to have a whole lot of time for them to beat the corn if I don't put them in right away. So I have some things that I started from seed already. I'll get those things. I'll use those things, like some melons and pumpkins. I have seeds here for baby pumpkin. I'm going to give a little space away from this stepping area. I want to be able to reach in and I don't know if I want to walk between, but that would be nice. I'm going to make a pretty long road. Just going to trace. What am I doing? Let me use the wider side. It's a little stronger. These are shims from Home Depot. Contractor shims, I guess. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what they are. I use them usually to label. Couldn't find my dibber that came with this little set, so I'm using this to make my line. And I'm gonna put, I think, 2 seeds per hole. Well, I made a trench, but I'm gonna put 2 seeds every, let's see, what does this tell me I'm supposed to do? 3 feet? 20 inches? Oh no, we're not doing that. That's too far apart. Every 20 inches. Okay, we're gonna listen. We're gonna pay attention. It says sow 3 seeds every 20 inches. And then I'm supposed to thin it? Yeah, 2 plants every time. Well, these are germinating already, so I'm just gonna put 2, so I don't have to thin them later, because I don't want to do all of that thinning business. I'm gonna guesstimate the 20 inches. I think that's about 10. Oh, so much space. Oh my god! But I gotta do what it suggests, because this is part of the problem that I had and why my soil is so depleted, because I like to overplant. Is that 20 inches? Was it more? I don't know. Maybe that's about 10? Yeah, okay. We're close. I need to get something that I can measure with. These are the seeds of planting. Very more silver and gold hybrid corn. Sweet corn. Home Depot purchase. I'm not fussy about where I get my seeds from, really. When I want to find great variety, things that are not common, that's when I go to Rare Seeds, also known as Baker Creek Seeds, or Fedco, Johnny's. I don't know if I've ever ordered from Johnny's. I think I have, but it might have been a long time ago. This is time consuming, but we're gonna get it done. It was drizzling a minute ago. It seems like it stopped. I'm just gonna work through this rain because I gotta get this done. And I can kind of see what's starting to sprout, like this one. You can see it starting to sprout. The rootlets going down, and I guess the green stuff coming up. I think that's what I'm looking at. This side, to the left, is the green stalk, the corn stalk, and the right, the thing coming out on the right is the roots, I think. That's my guess. But anyway, that's what most of them are looking like. So I can easily just plant the ones that are sprouting. Oopsie. I don't have to come back and pin them. I think this is a great idea, like going forward. Soak your seeds, then for 24 hours, then treat them like microgreen seeds, the kind you rinse and repeat. And then when you're planting them, you don't have to worry about thinning, you just plant the ones that are sprouting. Okay, so now typically when you plant any seed, you want to go twice as deep as the seed is big, thick, long, whatever you want to call it. Well, I think I'm gonna leave them uncovered so that I can cover them after and know where everything is. Okay. Alright, let me do the same thing on the other side. Okay, sorry, blowing in your ear. Sorry. Okay, tighten that up a little bit. And here we go. My trench again. And even if my trench is not too deep, I can always hill up, as I'm covering them, so that I feel like I'm pushing the string. So that I think I could get 3, maybe 4 rows in here. Whatever I get, I'm gonna plant every one of those kernels. This is not even at all. Okay, well, camera cut off, but the area is planted. What I ended up doing was making my rows, planted out my rows, and I had a lot of kernels left over, so I decided to do offset rows where I planted in the center of 4 other plantings, kind of like a zigzag effect, I guess, I don't know. And then I put in 2 butternut squash hybrid plants. So what happened, which is interesting, I planted seeds from honey nut squash that I bought at the market, enjoyed them, and thought I'd save the seeds. Just before I realized that honey nuts are actually hybrid. So when you plant a hybrid seed, you're going to get some form of the mother plant. So one plant, if you plant, let's say you plant 3 or 4 seeds, one plant might look like one of the initial parent plants, and the others may look like the other one, obviously, with some traits of each other, so to speak. I don't know how to say it, so I'll just state what I experienced. So I planted the honey nut squash seeds. One plant grew a butternut looking squash that had green striping in it. So it was tan, like that butternut tan color, peachy tan with the green striping, but it looked like a butternut, except the neck was quite fat, maybe bigger than a typical butternut. And then the other plant produced a green buttercup looking squash, but it didn't survive. I guess it didn't pollinate well. The squash that did do well, I actually only got one really good squash out of the whole thing. I think I planted it late. The soil was poor. They probably didn't fertilize enough. But the plant, the butternut squash that I got, which was green striped, it matured and the green striping kind of became more uniform, and the whole thing was more tan, that butternut tan. The flesh was a deep, rich, deep orange. And it was good. I mean, it tasted like a butternut. I don't think it was much different. It wasn't any more sweet, I don't think. It was very rich orange color. I saved the seeds from that, and I named them Butternut Hybrid Year 2, because this is now the second time growing them out. And I have only 2 plants, I think. So hopefully, these are the 2 that I planted right here. So hopefully they do well. I extended as far back as here. That's where you were planted. The camera was sitting. And I planted all the way back here, right before those blackberries and raspberry bushes. And then I covered everything. So footage was lost, or not taken actually. But hopefully we get something among this horrible backyard space. This will be my zen, so to speak. Okay, I'm off to get some eggs. Let's go get some eggs and go through the obstacle course here. This is honestly an obstacle course of renovation mess. They've destroyed all their food. They've got water, but they like to make a mess of their food. And then it gets wet in the rain. This is where the dogs sit underneath this lovely wood, extra wood piece of that. We have to just discard, or well, I'm going to repurpose it. Or maybe somebody's going to fix the house. You've got somebody trying to lay an egg. This is Vanilla. Hey girl, what you doing? Are you gonna let me reach under you? I don't think you're broody. Just trying to lay, but I know there's a lot under there. Are you gonna let me get it? Say hey girl. Hey girl, hey. No? I'm not interested. Okay. I'm going to collect all of these messy things over here. They're dirty because of the rain. They're really dirty. And it's okay. It's not a big deal. What do you do with your eggs? Do you wash them if they're really dirty and just refrigerate them, or does it matter? Like, what do? I don't know. I've never had an egg spoiled. Oh, look at this one. it was over depositing, like this heavy calcium deposit. It looks like it's cracked, but nothing is coming out. So it's, I don't know. I'll check it on the one side. Probably just a weak spot that, you know, it over deposits into weak areas, and then you end up with those bumps on the eggs. I'm sure there's probably something more scientific to explain it, but I don't know off the top of my head to research it. So, but I know I've seen something to that effect previously in other times that I've looked. I didn't count. Oh, I didn't count. Well, there's a bunch. Let's see if she's gonna let me. Last time I tried, she didn't bother. She didn't get too upset. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. There were, you know, the other day when I checked, I didn't collect them. There were some yellowy looking eggs, like there was yolk or something. So maybe that's why this one is a little more yellow. Or maybe they're just, okay. It's okay. Yeah, I think there's yolk. Yeah, that's yolk. So, girl, you come over here to threaten me? No, it's okay. And your beak is cracked. You need to sharpen that beak. It's okay. I'm just gonna. Don't. You better not peck me, little girl. That's Coco or Ooh, girl, don't peck me. I think she wants to peck me. That's either Coco or what's her name? Cinnamon. Coco or Cinnamon. I have two Rhode Island rats, and their names are Coco and Cinnamon. My daughter always names them. And this group, she named baking type names, like baking ingredients. So we have Coco. Oh, there's nothing else under you? I know there's more. There's one I'm way under her now. Oh God, she's not pecking me. Oh, there was one. Oh, it's so chunky. Well, yes. Coco and Cinnamon, two of them are here now. No, girl, go away. I'm sorry. I want you to lay, but I really want to collect these eggs because there's just so many. I think I'm going to wash those. Those are yucky. It's okay. You're mad at her because she didn't do her job. She didn't protect the eggs. Mad? Are you mad? Are you mad? Okay, this is what I've got. I didn't count. I'll count them when I go inside. I might just, because these are pretty yucky. I'm going to wash them. That's yuck. Nobody's gonna eat them if they're not clean, because you've got some prima donnas up in this house. They won't eat it because it looks dirty, even though we laid it ourselves over here in this coop. This coop needs to be rebuilt, and that's gonna be the next project once we're done with the house. Or maybe not once we're done, but before the end of the season. Anyway, those are the eggs and the loud, noisy chickens. I'll feed them a skip. Or never put in the house, I should say. Always good. Isn't it cute? So cute. Alright. Well, this is the chicken coop area. It's very wet and muddy, rainy right now, so this is where I keep your feed. And I've heard a lot of people question, oh, the chickens attract mice and blah, blah, blah. I've never noticed any problems with mice. I have mice in the yard, in the area, because, I mean, they sometimes, if I don't close my shed like I should, they'll come and take up house in my shed. One year I made the mistake of leaving my seeds in there, and they ate through so many of my seeds. I was so upset, but it was my own fault because I just didn't think about it. And I left the door open, and they even destroyed my fertilizer. Like I think it was Dr. Earth's bag of fertilizer in the shed, and it was just in the shed. It wasn't inside any protective bin or anything. It was just sitting in there in a bag. And when I went back in the spring to start working, I found the bags of fertilizer. Oops, sorry. Empty of the fertilizer. And not like the fertilizer was spilled all over the floor. The fertilizer was just gone. What are you doing? Are you pecking at my feet? The fertilizer was just gone. And there was like grass and paper and strings and whatever, like a nest built inside the bag, a hole cut out, chewed out in the side of the bag. I mean, and it was like the perfect little home. It was a mouse's house, the mouse house. The bag was sealed at the top, the hole in the bottom, so it was nicely insulated because it's plastic. And okay, guys, you gotta get out my way so I can give you the food. Ow! You're stepping on my toes. With your claws. Your dinosaur claws. Now they fight over who's gonna get their little head in there and get more than everybody else. Don't worry. I'll get 2 scoops right now and some real ones. How people do this? Okay. Are you standing on somebody's back? Girl. Now I'm gonna give you some mealworms, but inside of here, I don't want you guys walking around. Oops. Just give them some extra protein. I don't measure, just pour out a little bit. Looks like enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. Everybody's inside. Just a little bit of feed to get them through the day. What is going on underneath this feeder, though? Like, there's a hole there, hole under. You really gotta be careful with these coops. In the city, you leave raccoons, possums around, stray cats and dogs. Cats, raccoons, possums, they can get in anywhere. My yard is fully fenced, but there is space under the fence in the driveway. Cats can jump. I'm pretty sure raccoons could probably jump too. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen one jump. Can jump over, so you've got to put the hardware cloth 2 feet under, and I think it's lacking over here, and I'm finding holes. No, we don't have moles, and I doubt we have a groundhog here. I have no idea. Like one day I found a dog fooling around over here, and then when I came to check, there was like a hole going under the coop. I don't know if the dog did that. I never saw him do it, so I have no idea. But anyway, this coop is really done for. Okay, and then I tap in these posts just to kind of keep the dog from messing around. One time he actually went inside, busted into this door and went inside the coop through that little door there and was in the coop with the chickens, you know, terrorizing them. I didn't kill him. He hasn't killed any of my chickens yet, and any of them or eaten any of them or anything like that. But I don't doubt that he could. He's a pit bull after all. Oh, I'm forgetting my eggs. Oops. Okay, girl. Alright, that's Mint. I call her Mint because when she was a little bitty chick, she had this mint green feather in the middle of her back. She she's an Americana. That is Betty. Betty is mean. She's loud. One day she was even trying to crow like a daggone rooster. That's Brownie. And those three that I just named were in one group. And then the other four, the two Rhode Island Reds, this lavender one, which I think is an Easter. Hey, stop doing that. Is an Easter Egger, and that one just looks just like Brownie. We call her Butter. She is supposed to be an Easter Egger like the lavender one, but she looks just like Brownie, who's an Americana. She's got beard and all that, so I don't know. But we have butter, cocoa, cinnamon, and vanilla. Those four I purchased last year. I don't really like the idea of getting my chicks in the mail, only because I don't know if I can trust my mail. My post office over here, like, I just feel like they would not call me, or I don't know. I just rather pick them up from. So for that reason, I get what I get. When I go to the feed store, when they have chicks, I'm limited to whatever they've ordered. I mean, you can put in requests beforehand, but I'm not that organized. Honestly, I'm not that organized. Anyway, that's it for today. Later.